Welcome once again to our series of interviews with Cape Light Compact. Today we're privileged to have Meredith Miller, who is the new Managing Director of the Commercial and Industrial segment of Cape Light Compact. And it's always a pleasure to see Barry Worth. We know Barry as a energy consultant and a member of the board of Cape Light Compact, and he has done a great deal of work to keep Harwich energy efficient. And so it's nice to see you again, Barry.
Thank you.
Hear a little bit more from Barry later. But Meredith is going to start us off with her new responsibilities, and maybe just a little brief summary of how she came to this area and this position.
Paul, I've always been interested in energy efficiency. I've been in the energy industry for 25 years. Worked as an engineer for Mass Electric years ago, and actually worked in energy efficiency for Mass Electric some years ago. I've also been a part-timer on Cape Cod for quite a long time, and when I was looking at getting back into energy efficiency and also wanting to come live on the Cape full-time, this was the perfect match. And I'm thrilled to be working with the Cape Light Compact folks, a very devoted group of people, very talented. And it's great to work within the communities here and do our work within the community. So that's how I came here after having worked at utilities, some consulting firms, and even a competitive supplier. So,
well, very good. You certainly bring a lot of knowledge and experience to Cape Light Compact, and I'm sure they're delighted to have you. Tell us about the business area.
Sure.
As you may know, we've had occasion to speak about the educational area that you support and the consumer or the residential areas. Yep. But business is new. I don't think we really ever got into business with any of the guests we've had from Cape Light Compact. So this promises to be very interesting.
Right. It's a new topic. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad to be able to talk about that. Cape Light Compact serves the business customers all over the Cape and the Vineyard with energy efficiency programs. We're the implementer of energy efficiency programs in NSTAR's territory on Cape Cod. We have a lot of options for business customers. We'll have a lot of comprehensive opportunities through a number of different programs. As you all know, our customers on Cape Cod are not like all the other customers in Massachusetts. We have a lot of very small businesses. We have a lot of seasonal businesses. Parts of the Cape don't even have any gas. You know, parts of the Cape have both N-Grid for gas as well as us. Well, what we do, and our programs are evolving all the time, we have programs that are geared toward very small customers under 300 kW.
No, that would be a technicality.
Oh, 300 kW. I'm so sorry. You know, here's let me digress for a second. We just had focus groups 2 weeks ago with our customers, and one of the things we learned is all the language that we use that we think is straightforward is Greek for a lot of our customers.
All the jargon.
Yes, the jargon. Right. So we're learning about that. Customers that use less than a certain amount of electricity, kW is kilowatts, it's the amount of peak demand. And that's actually, by and large, all of the business customers on Cape Cod. It's most of them.
So real small businesses.
Real small businesses.
Small shops, restaurants,
retail,
gas stations, those kind of.
Yes.
And as you know, we have a lot of small motels. We have a lot of lodging, restaurants, retail businesses. So we have a special program that's our turnkey direct install program, where we send out an auditor, and there are a bunch of measures energy efficiency measures that are predetermined to be cost effective and can be installed on the spot, and we pay 80% of those costs for those installations. It can be lighting. There are a whole variety of measures. Lighting is the biggest chunk that we do, but Cape Light Compact programs go way beyond lighting. We also do HVAC measures. We do controls. If you have a pool pump at a hotel, we can put controls on that or variable speed drive so that it uses less electricity to run. Or if you have a walk-in cooler in your restaurant or your market, we can put economizers on there so the walk-in cooler doesn't have to run all the time and shut off and on with such extremes and save a lot of energy.
How about a small restaurant or a restaurant? What kind of?
Sure. A restaurant, actually, I'm sure we've done something in the Harwich area, but I know of an example in Wellfleet, and that's Van Rensselaers. Has been a multi-time participant in our programs. They've done several rounds of lighting, both outside their restaurant and inside. They recently installed LED lighting, and LED lighting is new and exciting because the technology has just gotten more and more cost effective. And unlike, say, fluorescent lighting, LEDs turn on right away. They don't produce much heat.
Color is good.
The color is good. Yes, that's
what
a good
does
point.
that stand for? LED.
Light emitting diode. Light emitting diodes.
Right.
And that's something that consumers and business owners will see more and more of. And so we're using that in our program, and that was something that Van Rensselaers did. They also put controls on their walk-in coolers so that they're spending much less energy to keep those coolers at the right temperature. But there are many, many other options. And some of our options are through our direct install turnkey program. But we have lots of other things through our custom program. We have a new building program for somebody who's building new space.
That would be interesting.
Yes, our new construction program, if you get in touch with us when you're still thinking about a big renovation to your space or a new building, it's great for us to talk with your architect or your general contractor to see if you make the decision to go with more energy efficient measures or systems, we will look at paying a large chunk of the incremental cost to choose energy efficiency options.
And that also goes for people who have done some work, let's say in the last 5 years, they have redone their restaurant or their business. Take a look at it again. We can look at it and probably find some things that could also be added or done.
That's a really good point because the technologies are evolving and we've added more things to our program. We didn't have LEDs 5 years ago. We're actually looking at now heat pump water heaters as a new measure. And that's in the residential side, but we're looking at it for commercial. So we're adding new things all the time. So if it's been a few years, you should call us.
Now when you go out and interview somebody who may be interested in lighting, you're able to estimate for them how much savings they might accrue to them by going with LED as opposed to what they currently have?
Sure. What happens is that we typically will send out an auditor. First, someone will call into our number, and we're going to have our 1-800 number posted, and that number is good for whatever you've got going on that might relate to energy efficiency. You call us. We do a little intake about what you're looking to do, whether you're changing out failed equipment or you're renovating your building or you want to have someone come and look at your existing building and maybe change out your lighting. An auditor will come out and take a look around, go through a checklist, and decide which program or which method is the best for you and what the options are. We go from there. It takes a couple of hours, that part. Doesn't cost you anything. So that's a
key to it also.
Yeah.
That's
There's no cost.
The initial visit is no cost, and we cover a lot of the costs of what we propose. It can be up to 80% for businesses, depending on the program and the method, and it can be up to 100% for municipal buildings.
I guess that's Barry's taking good care of Harwich in that regard.
He has been.
Working at it.
Harwich has done a lot on the municipal side, especially in, seems like the late 2007 and 2010, there were looks like a lot of municipal buildings have participated.
Yes, there were.
And just for instance, a number, the programs have been growing over time, especially since 2005 or 2008, there's been a real uptick in our efforts. And we have, in Harwich last year, we served, maybe 700 residential customers and maybe 25 businesses, roughly.
25 businesses.
And the year before that, it might have been about 20. Now, that's pretty good for a small town like Harwich. It's not bad. We want to get more of the word out there. And one of the reasons we did these focus groups is so we could learn from our customers, what do they think about our programs and what would make them better.
Now, you carry these focus programs out in schools or in community?
Well, we do
Chamber
have
of Commerce meetings?
Yes, so Chamber of Commerce meetings, if any Chamber of Commerce would like to invite us, we'd like to come. We also...
I'm sure they're listening.
Yes. We also, and I know we have spoken at a number of them, and we also go to town meetings. We also speak at association meetings. Recently, we spoke at the Cape Cod Hospitality Marketing Association. We weren't a speaker, we were a participant and stood up and said hello and offered materials. And we like to support or other organizations that do similar work. For instance, the Green Communities organization. I'm sorry, not Green Communities, forgive me, that's a mistake. The Cape and Islands Green effort, which Harwich has participated in, and Chatham. They were a speaker there, and we went to also participate. So we love to go out and speak at association meetings, Mass Restaurant Association, for instance. So call us. It's a great way to get the word out. We have a lot to offer people, and we know more people could take advantage of it if they knew how simple it was.
Tell us a little bit about your construction program.
The new construction program, that's a program for someone who's building a new building or doing a major renovation of a piece of a building. It could be Wellfleet built a whole new fire department a number of years ago when that building was part of our new construction program. We recently did a new construction effort with Mass Maritime, who built a new library, a beautiful new library. And under new construction, there are a variety of incentives that are available, but there's also something called the Advanced Building Program, which is if you adopt enough energy efficiency systems so that you can save, up to a certain amount on what you would normally have in a new building, we'll pay you per square foot an incentive. And we gave tens of thousands of dollars to that new library at Mass Maritime incentives.
Now, do you have a peak at which you will stop spending?
We have a cap. We have a cap per project cap of $150,000, and as I said, we would pay up to a certain percentage of the cost of verified cost-effective measures with a cap of $150,000.
Well, that would take care of a lot of things.
That's we have a lot to offer people, and we've made a big difference for the people who've participated, I think.
Now, I gather that most of what you're able to do on the Cape, your electric investment would be in kind of refrigeration and air conditioning and lighting.
Yes, but and controls. Controls
okay.
as well, and motors. And
motors. Now, what kind of business would you get involved with that would have motors? Repair shops?
Sure, or pool pumps operate on motors.
The water department?
Yes.
The water department in Harwich is taking advantage of a lot of the Cape Light Compact's efforts in relation to the pumps that they use in the water system.
Very good.
Among other things.
Yeah.
And we've served a lot of water treatment facilities all over the Cape in the last few years, like the one in Harwich, and it means putting variable speed drives on the motors, which means it just allows the speed of the motors to vary more effectively for what's needed. And that is also, I keep going back to pool pumps because we were just at a lodging meeting, so I'm thinking about all the hotels and motels which use them at pools. But
so your technology is primarily electronic.
Well, our technology is electric, but here's the other piece. We're focused on systems that use electricity, right? But we also partner with National Grid, who is the gas provider on Cape Cod. And we have a combined program whereby if there are gas savings opportunities, we make a referral to somebody to do that, to come out and see the customer on the gas side. And they do the same for us. So if they go into a facility for someone who's got a gas boiler and they're looking at opportunities there, if they say electric opportunities, they refer them to us. So we're doing that together, which is wonderful.
Very good. I know I just put in a new furnace and a water heater, but I didn't think of Cape Light Compact, although I did get the rebates were very good.
Oh, were they? Well, we have appliance rebates as well. Yeah.
You do have that too.
Well, that's part of our residential program.
Oh, that's right. That'll be your
rebates.
residence.
Yeah.
And then for the commercial, the rebate comes to you. It's within that $150,000
right.
that is available for business to spend.
Right, and they. For instance, we may be adding heat pump water heaters to our programs on the commercial side, and there is a rebate for that. So yes, that's an option. On the commercial side, it's mostly we give an incentive for a certain percentage of the cost of having work done as opposed to a rebate for a piece of equipment.
I know I've had the energy audit in my house, and a lot of the people here have done the same thing.
And do it again if it's been over a year, whatever.
What is it? You can do it again over a year?
Should.
Well, okay. Well, with my new investments, maybe I should
You-
make it even more.
We were